Namaste, it's Sahara Rose, and welcome back to the Highest Self podcast, a place where we discuss what makes you your soul's highest evolvement. I'm so excited to record this episode because it was just my birthday a few days ago. I spent it in Disney World, the happiest place on earth, with my beloved boyfriend, and we wore onesies and frolicked around and just had the best time. We put smiles on everyone's faces, from the security guards to the kids who wanted to take pictures of us. These teenage girls were like, "You're awesome, you rock," and I just loved it. I loved, being a kid again, and also when you are like your crazy, weird self, it inspires and gives permission for other people to do the same. So it was really freeing, and I really decided that this year for me is the year of the unicorn. I was thinking about what my word was for 2018, and I was thinking magic, flow, creativity, abundance, and it came to me. And then I just happened to have bought the unicorn onesie, and while wearing it, I was like, this is the year of the unicorn. This is the year to just be your wild, magical, crazy self, and to channel those more, artistic parts of me that I haven't really been able to use the past year, because this past year has been the year of the hustle, I would say. It's been a lot of #work to get to where I am, and I don't regret it at all. I don't even know if I could have done it if I had not been in this do work mindset. But right now I want to loosen up the reins a little bit and let the creativity and the magic flow. So right before my birthday, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I did a little episode of 27 lessons in my 27 years? And I was like, I don't know, what 27 lessons can I think of? I'm still learning the lessons. So I waited until after my birthday to make sure I learned all of the lessons from that year. And I'm just going to let it flow. It's going to be one of those episodes where I don't know where it's going to take me. I have some lessons written down, and the rest will come through, will be channeled from the highest self. So again, all of these lessons are my experience. I'm not saying that it's for everyone. I'm not saying you have to do what I say. If you don't want to listen to this, you don't have to listen to this. Totally up to you. Little warning right there. Some people think that if they listen to a podcast, that means they have to do exactly that thing, and absolutely not. These are just my experiences, my lessons from my personal life. It may relate to you, it may not, but it's always interesting to hear someone else's perspective, because truly we all are really the same. It's these differences that we magnetize when actually when we open up that crown chakra, we realize that we're all just one. So I think a lot of these lessons are going to resonate with you. Maybe they're lessons that you've learned. Maybe they're lessons that you're going through. Maybe they're lessons that are coming for you soon. So I hope that they help you. They help guide you and illuminate the path for you and make walking this earth plane just a little bit easier. So lesson 1, do what you want. So seriously, just screw what other people tell you to do. You know your dharma. You know if you were meant to be a spiritual teacher, whatever it is. For me personally, my whole life, I knew I wanted to be a spiritual teacher, but who says that? That sounds crazy. At least I thought. So if I were speaking to myself, I would say, just spread your wings and have zero shame about it. Even if you've never met anyone doing remotely a similar thing to what you want to do, just every moment that you waste worrying about what other people think, what your parents think, what your parents' friends are going to say, is a moment holding you back from your dharma. So despite what other people may be telling you, it is not selfish to choose what you want to do with your life. In fact, what's selfish is someone else telling you what to do with your life. That's actually what selfish is. So just because other people don't choose to follow their hearts and instead choose to play it safe and to stay in the box, doesn't mean that you have to. Guilt is the lowest vibration emotion. So don't let that overpower you, and don't let other people using guilt tactics ever overpower you. and never doubt your greatness and how much the world needs you. Lesson 2. Be clear. Pick one thing and get really good at it. Don't try to do everything at once. Start a clothing line, get your real estate license, work in an ad agency, all while blogging and having a health coaching business. Doing it all is not going to get you very far. Make your day revolve around your true goal to help people become healthier and happier. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just keep going. The path will show itself along the way. A jack of all trades is never going to go as far as a queen in just one. So nail your Ayurveda stuff, and then you can move on to the next thing. And again, this is me talking to myself. So that's why I'm saying nail the Ayurveda things. I'm talking to myself, the lessons that I learned. So again, they may apply to you, they may not. Number 3, give away your best shit. Your smartest idea, your wisest insight, that first book you wrote, Eat Right for Your Mind, Body Type, that you're hoarding and hoarding and hoarding because you're afraid that people will steal your ideas or whatnot. Just share it. That is the only way it will flourish and grow. Don't lock up all of your incredible thoughts in the attic of your mind where they're never going to see the light of day. People do not know what you only know. You have to share it. No one's going to steal your idea and run away with it. It's still yours. In fact, more people will come to you wanting more. There's no limit on creativity. The more you share, the more you'll receive. So put your best shit out there and more will come. Trust me, it's the rule of life. Number 4, the same goes with money. The more you hold on to it, the less room it has to grow. Think abundantly. When you cringe every time you just think about money, you're sending out a very clear statement that you want nothing to do with it. Sahara, money isn't the root of all evil. All rich people aren't corrupt. That is just you generalizing. Money can create a lot of good and is also what provided you with education, travel, organic foods, and many of the other things you've taken for granted. Now it's time for you to really become friends with your finances. When you think abundantly, you become abundant. So don't waste any time thinking about how you'll never be able to make enough money to afford the kind of life that you want, especially doing something that you love. Instead, get your shit together. Rise up and change your mindset. Money is energy, and when you have a scarcity mindset, you're preventing it from flowing towards you. Think big. Number 5. Stop playing small. In life, in career, in finances, in love, in accomplishments, in everything. Men don't do this, so why are we? You can live wherever you want. Yes, even next to the beach in California. No, living in the Arctic tundra of Boston is not a life sentence just because your family lives there. You can do whatever you want. Yes, even write books about Ayurveda, even though no one around you has ever heard of it and thinks you're outright cray. You can make however much money you want. Yes, your income does not have to be limited to someone else's paycheck, especially that shitty ad agency you hate working at. You can have true heart-blasting love where you pinch yourself every single day and thank God you woke up next to this incredible person and get to continue to for the rest of your life. Yep. Love is not this half-assed thing where you're thinking, well, I guess this is it. You can love so hard that it encompasses your life and inspires you to be a better person. Just wait for it, sister. You can make big achievements, way bigger than the ones you've set out for yourself. Hashtag by playing small. 6, drop the story. Whew. You're a really great storyteller, and it's going to make you pretty good at podcasting later on in life. But sometimes, Sahara, your constant storytelling about everything that's happening to you is holding you back from your highest potential. Some of your stories are great, but a lot of them are BS, especially the one like, only 1 in a million will make it as a writer. My parents are right. I'm never going to make it. If I do what I love, I'll have to give up being close with my family because they've made it very clear that they'll disown me. Guess I'm going to have to work in real estate. Yes, they'll be upset with you. Yes, there will be some gnarly ass fights, but eventually they're going to come around and you'll be their greatest inspiration, even if they'll never tell you that. You are not a victim of your circumstances, but rather the circumstance is making you who you are meant to become. And you will one day share these stories to make the world a better place. So get with it and drop the victim mentality. It isn't a good look on you. Number 7, your creativity is your superpower. Stop trying to box it up and find ways to make little uses of it, like going to a paint class once a year. It's your thing, and you need to be using it every single day. It's a gift you've been given, and if you don't utilize it, it's going to begin to diminish. Let everything that you do show your creativity. Your website, your house, your newsletters, your social media, your desktop, everything. And stop trying to look like anyone else. Don't feel like you have to make the trendy recipes or post the same quotes. Don't hide behind your Eat Feel Fresh Instagram and be afraid of showing your face because you think people will unfollow you. Just be freaking you. One day you'll find your people who love you for it. Number 8, P.S. You aren't everyone's cup of tea. You aren't even really tea. More like a spiced golden milk chai sweetened with monk fruit. Yeah, you're hella weird, and you've known that since day one, but keep being a weirdo. You'll find your tribe of other spiced golden milk chai weirdos, and all of you guys are going to have an amazing time talking about it. You weren't meant to be Earl Grey. No one is going to resonate with every single person on this planet, even Oprah, apparently. And that's okay. Just keep showing up as you every single day. Number 9, trust the process. Everything takes time. You're not going to write one brilliant article or post one beautiful recipe and everyone's going to be knocking at your door for guest posts and sponsorships. It's going to take years. Building a following means continually showing up day after day, even when no one is listening. Even when your only reader is some stalker in India and you can't even get your mom to read your blog posts. Stay consistent. That is truly the key to success. Sometimes it just takes showing up, getting your hands on that keyboard, and the rest will do itself. Number 10, try online dating. I know you think, I'm in my 20s. I don't need online dating. That's for like divorced 50-year-olds with kids. I need to find a guy in real life. Definitely not online dating. Just give it a try, particularly on June 15th, 2015, when your bag is lost at the LAX airport. But I'll save that story for another episode. Number 11. Whew. Stop being so damn hard on yourself, particularly about your stomach. I know you get super bloated and your stomach fluctuates on the daily, but it's not worth the fluctuation of your mood. A good day should not be based on how flat your stomach is. There are more important things to think about than your body fat percentage. At a certain point, Sahara, you are wasting like 80% of your waking thoughts on your physical body. Think about how productive you could have been if you'd spent that energy thinking about how you can change the world. This belief that you have that you need to have a six-pack in order for people to take you seriously in the health industry is bullshit and self-sabotaging. Anyone that judges you because of your body has their own issues. And so did that guy who pinched your stomach at a bar and said, if you're a nutritionist, then why do you still have this? Fuck that guy. But don't fuck yourself over by punishing yourself for hours a day at the gym, working out until you feel like you're going to collapse. Care about your physical body, but don't become overly fixated on it. You are so much more than your vessel. You are the commander of your ship. 12. Every publisher and literary agent who read your book proposal and passed, you don't need them. They're saying, well, there just isn't a market for Ayurveda books, was totally right, because you're going to create one. You aren't here to write Antya Shvarya's new Ayurvedic cookbook. You are here to change culture and create the greatest splash Ayurveda has ever had in the Western world. So stay true to your vision. And don't be afraid of rejections because you're going to receive hundreds and thousands of them. Don't be sad when editors don't call you back, and keep creating content. Eventually, Penguin Random House will find you. Number 13. Angels exist, and they come in many forms. And in your case, on June 3rd, 2017, an angel will come to you in the form of a homeless Iraqi elderly refugee trying to cross the street. And the fact that you were busy crossing the street already, raw vegan sushi in your hand, late for your meeting, and turned around mid-street and still said yes. And the fact that you walked him out of your way and spoke with him and gave this man recognition that he so dearly needed. When you did that, you were actually speaking to an angel. And the universe rewarded you with Deepak Chopra's foreword the moment you let go of that man's hand. And you can listen to the whole story of how that happened on episode 14 of this podcast. Number 14, my lucky number. In your doing it all, remember to rest. I know you say you're a night person and you do all your best work after sunsets, but staying up till 4 a.m. night after night for so many years has done a toll on your health, even if you don't see it. The Ayurvedic time cycles are very real. And if you're sleeping well past 10 p.m. every single night, you aren't getting high quality sleep. And of course, you know that. You wrote a chapter about it. But you need to start practicing it. Though you feel like you're only in the flow at night, you can get there in the day too. It just takes creating space. The reason you flow at night is because that's the only time you finally answered your emails, finished your work, responded to all the DMs, and done all of those daily tasks that now finally you can start getting creative. However, if you get up earlier, finish the emails and tasks earlier, and carve out a few hours in the afternoon for your creative tasks, you can get them done without giving yourself adrenal fatigue, which is much harder to reverse than it is to prevent. Number 15. Yes, I said adrenal fatigue. The imbalance people get when they work too hard. Believe it or not, your all or nothing, hustle all day and night mentality of 2017 is going to leave you depleted. Rest is not for the weak. It's essential to become and remain strong. Your push harder mentality in life works, but doesn't work when it's going on all the time. Especially with working out. Believe it or not, the more intense the workout doesn't mean the more fit you're going to become. When you have adrenal fatigue, your body is already in a state of constant stress. Therefore, doing a stressful exercise like spinning or HIIT or plyometrics or boxing, which you love, is going to make it worse. 2017 was your year of intense workouts, and your body was not that happy about it. The LA mentality got to your head, burned the max amount of calories in the minimal amount of time, but the thing is, you're not a pitta, and your body is definitely not a machine. It's a multi-layered being that takes time to open up. So instead, go to that yoga class where you're just warming up for the first 30 minutes. Go on that walk that doesn't make you break a sweat, but gives you a new perspective. Waking up first thing in the morning to be yelled at by an ex-military sergeant is a pretty rude awakening, and it's not showing your body love. Do physical activity that makes you feel more expansive, inspired, and rejuvenating. Not huffing and puffing, just trying to get through the hour. Your body is actually going to look more slender and fit when you aren't lifting all the heavy weights, doing all the burpees, running all the sprints. I know it sounds counterintuitive and it's not what the trainers and fitness instructors are telling you, but trust me, go back to just doing yoga like you used to do when you lived in India, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Number 16. Your age is not your downfall. It's what makes you who you are. Don't doubt yourself by thinking, well, listen to my advice. I'm way too young. I can't coach people. I haven't lived long enough. No one will take me seriously. Wisdom is eternal, and it doesn't necessarily come with age. A 6-year-old can say the most brilliant thing that a 6-year-old may have never thought of. Sometimes when you're young, you're more clear because you haven't been jaded by beliefs of society yet. So start coaching, even if you're still in college. And don't doubt yourself, because Sahara, before you graduate, you're going to help people get pregnant and heal illnesses and switch careers and create businesses and run marathons and so much more as soon as you stop doubting yourself. Coaching is an innate gift that you were born with, and it has nothing to do with age. Just trust yourself, and they'll trust you. 17. Social media is the biggest distraction, but also the biggest blessing. It's going to distract you at least 100 times a day, especially when you're writing something difficult like this list. But it's also going to help connect you with like-minded people from around the world and share important stuff like this list. Try to use social media without letting it use you. I mean, I still haven't mastered this, but just try when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to just breathe and give yourself an hour before you start going to your phone and looking through the messages and looking through the emails. And every single time you're waiting in line or in traffic or putting gas in your car, you don't need to look at your phone, because it's in those moments in life when genius happens. If you're always busy distracting yourself, you'll never be able to access your deeper truth. So set times for yourself to use social media and set times for yourself to not use it. A tip: charge your phone in the other room because your lazy ass won't get up to get it. And the anxiety that you get sometimes when your phone is in an arm's length distance away is proof of how much control it has over you. Social media is a drug, and you need to step away from it time to time so it doesn't become an addiction. Every month, plan a few social media free days just so you can remember what life was like before the iPhone. It'll help you tap much, much deeper into the present moment. Number 18, learn everything about the doshas. You can learn so much about a person and the world just by understanding the doshas. Knowing them is like unlocking the key to decoding life. You'll find parallels in everything and everyone and just be able to navigate life so much more easily with these archetypes. You'll instantly meet someone and you'll know what to expect from that person. You'll be in situations and you know how the dynamics are going to work. And so many things that, may have been intuitive knowledge will become so much more clear to you when you have a deep understanding about the doshas. So the fact that you're so interested in them is a great thing. Keep studying them. Number 19, make the effort to go to a dance class. I know it's far and you're busy and spinning burns more calories and yoga's just down the street, but dance does something for your soul that nothing else does. It's expression in its purest form. And it's the ultimate form of therapy for you, and it always has been. So make a promise to yourself that this year you'll go to a dance class at least once a week. And have a sporadic dance party in your apartment at least once a day. Dance brings everything back into perspective and brings you out of your head where you really like to hang out and back into your body. Thinking is your greatest strength, but also your greatest downfall. At least for an hour, just move it out instead. Number 20. Bring back the 90s hip hop and R&B. It made you really freaking happy, and it still does. Music doesn't always have to be uber spiritual to strike a deeper chord. Yes, all your bhakti chants and Govinda, Human Experience, Krishna Das, DJ Dress, DJ Dakini, and all the other spiritual music you listen to is freaking amazing. But don't underestimate the power of ludicrous. You hear? Number 21. Every time you feel overwhelmed, switch the feeling for gratitude. Instead of I have to, say I get to. I am so grateful I get to go to the bank. I am so grateful I have all these incredible clothes to wash. I am so grateful I have all these amazing people emailing me and I get to respond to them. I am so grateful I have an editor who is so excited about reading my revisions that my deadline is due tomorrow. I am so excited that I have 4 blog posts to write and 6 podcast interviews to do and a broken website to fix and a dog to get groomed and a boyfriend to make food for. I am so excited I created this life with all these amazing opportunities. Because I remember what it's like to live in a bamboo hut by myself in India and in Bali with 0 responsibilities, 0 people calling me, 0 things to attend to, just me, myself, and a bamboo tree. And it was great, and I talk a lot about it in episode 41. It really transformed me and made me who I am. But I wasn't really doing anything important with my life at that point. It was a necessary step in my healing process, But I'm so grateful that I have created things today that requires maintenance. And that's what responsibilities are. A life with responsibilities is a life of creation and dedication. If you have no responsibilities, that means you aren't creating anything. It means you're not making anything. It means you don't have anyone in your life. We complain about responsibilities, but responsibilities means that we're an integral part of the fabric of society. And what a better way to uplift the vibration of the planet. It's not going to work if we all go on our own things and don't talk to each other. We need to all get involved, and responsibility is a beautiful part of life. We just have to make sure they're responsibilities that resonate with us. And there's some things that, maybe you don't want to wash your car and go to the bank and do these things, but they're a part of life. And we can change our mindset and just express our gratitude to have a car, to have a bank account. And it just really shifts things. Number 22. Tribe is everything. And you won't create it if you don't leave your house. I know you're introverted AF and hate going out, putting on pants, and meeting people. But true magic happens through the power of tribe. The people you know are so crucial to your success and happiness. It may feel awkward at first to stand aimlessly by yourself in the corner of that networking event. But even that one person you make a connection with could be the very person you needed to take you to the next necessary step in your life, or at least become a friendship. I know you think your dream is to live on the beach by yourself with some books and music and little human contact, but eventually you'll go crazy. You tried it. The very best things that have happened to you in life have happened when you put yourself out there, showing up, making that introduction, having that tea date. There are going to be many times when you come home and you see Chubby and you're like, man, I wish I didn't leave home tonight. But the few times where it made all the difference makes it totally worth it. Number 23. If your friends don't inspire you, don't keep them. Life is too short and time is too limited to spend it with people who leave you feeling stressed out after you hang out with them. If someone is always a hot mess every single time you speak with them, chances are they're going to remain there. And it's not your job to fix them. You aren't your friend's life coach. You're their friend. And sometimes that means coaching them through difficult periods of their life. But if the entire friendship is a one-sided street where you're the coach and they're the client without any regard to how you're doing, then it isn't worth it. It's just bringing you down, and the world doesn't need that. I know it seems scary to have no friends, but it's better to start from scratch and work your way up, finding only the most inspiring of friendships than dealing with people who bring down your groove. P.S. The best way to have inspiring friendships is to be an inspiring person. I'm so blessed that for the first time in my life, I have friends who I truly look up to and get me. Other authors, thought leaders, coaches, spiritual teachers, business owners, and just badass women and men doing their thing on the planet. As someone who has had very few close friendships in my life and has spent most of my time by myself, it feels really amazing to have this. And best of all, most of them have been guests on this podcast or will be soon. Number 24, nearing towards the end. This one I'm going to just say, love is everything. The love that you'll experience with your beloved Stephen is the greatest thing that you'll ever know. And it will feel better than any accomplishment, any paycheck, any book launch, really anything else that you do besides maybe order cafe gratitude. No, just kidding. But just having that one person that you can depend on through and through, that sees you fully at your best and at your worst, that's always cheering for you, that always has your best in mind, that always just has you in mind. There's nothing that even comes close. He is truly your home base, your rock, your best friend, and your soul flame. More on that later. So while it's great to go out there and chase your dreams, and he loves you for that, don't forget to spend quality time with him. 2017 is a lot of you and him working next to each other, which is great because you support each other's dreams and are going to go so far this year. But 2018, make that extra time for a hug, a laugh, a cuddle, a date night out. Him and Chubby are the truest, purest, and realest things that you will ever experience, and nothing triumphs that. Number 25. I'm looking down at Chubby, so this one's for him. Your greatest guru is your dog. He is the true epitome of unconditional love, loyalty, as he sits below my feet all day long, curiosity, playfulness. The moment that you decided to get a dog was the perfect moment because it was when Chubby was looking for a home. So don't hesitate because yes, having a dog is a responsibility. You're going to be cleaning piss out of the carpet for the first 6 months. He's going to rip up your stuff. You're going to have to take him down 16 flights of stairs to pee like 4 times a day. The elevators are going to get jammed. But every morning when you wake up and he peeks over and looks to see if you're awake and comes and cuddles you and is just so excited that you've opened your eyes and so excited to play, and just the number of times you say, I love you, makes it all so worth it. His love will put you in a permanent good mood. I mean, how can you be sad when there is an adorable fur baby looking up at you patiently, just waiting for you to look at him and wagging his tail with your gaze? It makes you feel like the most loved person in the world to have the affection of an animal. Number 26. This one I'm going to say, listen to the signs. The universe is always speaking to us in indirect messages. It's always showing us the path. It's always steering us in the right direction, but sometimes we don't listen. So really keep your eyes open for these signs. If something's flowing, moving easily, move in that direction. If something feels exciting, that is the calling of your soul. And if something feels stuck, it feels like it's not going anywhere. If you work really hard on something and it keeps blowing up in your face, then maybe that thing isn't right for you. Now, there's always going to be obstacles that you're going to deal with, but it should still feel exciting and passionate for you. If it's feeling like, I'm just going against a downstream, streaming up, and, if you've listened to the episode where I talk about Kriya, the word Kriya, when you're living your life in Kriya, it's like you're moving along downstream with the flow of the river. But when you're moving upstream, then that's how you know you're not going in the direction of your Dharma. So pay attention to the flow, because life is meant to be in a state of ease and flow and synchronicity. When I first met Deepak, and I think I've spoken about this in an episode, and I go into detail in episode 14. But when I first met him, things were moving really fast. and just all these connections. And, within a week, my whole life changed. And I asked him, I said, is life always meant to look this way? Is it always meant to feel like this? Do we go through these periods of like hyper movement and then it slows down into inertia? And he said, if your life isn't always feeling like a state of flow, then something's wrong. And I've really taken that with me. And I've taken that because instead of setting goals for myself, I just go towards what feels exciting, what feels expansive, what feels closer to my truth. My North Star is to raise consciousness, but there's so many different paths that I can take, and all of our dharmas are truly to raise consciousness. So there's so many roads that you can take in that direction. So feel them out and do I feel expansive or constrictive when I take that path? And look for the signs that will guide you along the way. And number 27, my final one. I'm going to say, just be your authentic self. I think in this world of social media and branding and curation, we are so hungry for some realness. I was really doubting putting this episode up. In fact, the first time I recorded it, it got deleted. And I thought, maybe this is a sign I'm sharing way too much. Maybe this is a sign that, I should stick to interviews and don't share my personal stuff. No one wants to hear this. It got deleted. But what I realized the reason it got deleted was because, first of all, that first time that I did it, I had more of a list planned out. And this time I just let it more flow. And by being my authentic self, by sharing the lessons and the struggles that I've gone through, I hope it gives you permission to do the same. Even if it's not your birthday, I hope it inspires you to make a list of the things that you've learned in your 18 years, and your 43 years, and your 70 years, and your 25 years, however old you are, though I know most of you are between ages 25 and 34. However old you are, write those lessons down. And I think it's so important for us to constantly go back and self-reflect, because it's through that process of self-reflection that we realize what feels authentic and what feels true to us. And we notice, the times that I felt the best in my life were the times that I was really living my truth. And the times that I felt my worst, maybe you were making your most money, but you were living in a box. Abundance is important. All of these things are important. But if you're not your authentic self, then nothing else matters. So express yourself, whether it's through social media or through your outfits or through your poetry or whatever else. Just be you. And don't be afraid of, changing your Instagram handle to be your real name. That was a huge shift that I made this year. I was Eat Feel Fresh for 7 years, blogging as that, Instagramming as that, and I switched it to my name at I am Sahara Rose. You can follow me there if you're not following me. And I let go of hiding behind even my own brand that I created and just said, this is me. And I think that that's the way that the world is shifting in this new Aquarian age where people are so hungry for realness. So just be you, be your authentic self, and that is going to take you so much further in life than having the most perfectly curated brand that has not a single ounce of juice in it. So keep it juicy, keep it real. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And please share with me what you liked from this episode, what you learned, what your lessons are in the Mind Body Balancers Facebook group, Highest Self Podcast Facebook group. You can just look it up and join. And as a free gift, I am offering my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type. This is the first book I wrote about Ayurveda, the book that got me the deal for Idiot's Guide to Ayurveda, but actually never ended up being published. And it's something I'm so proud of, and has been sitting on my computer now for 3 years, and I feel like it really needs some air. So as a free gift for leaving a review on iTunes, I will send you the first half of the book in a PDF form. So all you have to do is write a review on the iTunes store. You can just do it on your laptop. You can also do it on your phone. You don't need iTunes. You can just go on the iTunes website, look up Highest Self Podcast, leave a review, take a screenshot of it, email it to me at Sahara, Sahara, at eatfeelfresh.com. Again, email it to me at Sahara, Sahara, at eatfeelfresh.com. Email me a screenshot of your iTunes review, and I will send you back the first half of my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type, infusing ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern nutritional science. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so very much, and I look forward to listening to your lessons. Namaste.